Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on UppTalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say UppTalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you are new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
Now let's go in the tenant and see. This is here. Did we create it? Say consider this to be an INT. Test tools import. Or how to create a document transformations is again the same task. Create integration system. And then you have to give the name int underscore test underscore dp. Document new template. The template name will be again, as I said, document transformation. Click on. And that's it. Again, it will have the services, the attributes, and that's it. Because here you don't need any kind of mapping and all that stuff. It says attachment is missing. Which attachment? Which I said there is a code that needs to be attached. Where you do it is you do here. Configure integration attachment service. And then here is the code. You will say click here, create integration service, attachment, and then select a file. And it will take you to this thing where you can attach. Let me pick up a random file. Test. I have just random file. And click on. This is the one here. And then now say you have done that. You were testing and you found that you have to change the code. Now again, you have the code on your desktop. The text file. You open any editor. Do the change. And then again, come here. Integration. Configure integration attachment service. Delete this one. And then again, select the one which you want again. Right. That's how you change it, update it. And you do click on. And that's how it is done. Now let's see. In how to connect the two integration, right? Say for example this one, I and the test 2, right? This is an import, but you consider it as an. Let's see that this is an import. Right. Suppose it is taking in the XML input from the visa, right? The connector we tried directly. Let me say we have the business process already. In the business process right now, what it is, we have stepper, which is initiate BS fire integration, sees document delivery. Is it correct or is it wrong? Who will tell me? The connector we are using is import visa. Import meaning it is getting the file and loading it into Workday. What's wrong with this business process? This is the output for the outgoing file. Right. Here we have document delivery setup, which is wrong because it has to be a retrieval here. Let's correct that. Go to business process, edit definition. Click on and then delete this and add a new one which will be B, and then I will make it C. And then the second step type will be again service and then document retriever. Click on. First it will retrieve the file and then this connector will execute. Let me just make it manually attach and say right. This is the standard which we have seen far. Last week also we did that. If you want to configure, then either you do a retrieval or now, since we have seen a document transformation integration, what needs to be done is we have got the file from the vendor, right? Document retrieval is done. After that, we need to transform the file before the connector runs. Right. That means the file which is coming. Now we have to first do a transformation and then the output of the transformation will go to the connector. Right. What will we do? We will have to call the document transformation. After the retrieval, is initiate. B is document retrieval. Then we need a step C. And this will become D. C will be instead of service. Now you have here an integration. And you click on. It will give an option of configure integration system. You click on this and give the name of the integration. And I'm going to test DT. This is the one which we just created. And you click on. And it's done. Right. Let me go again there. Now I can see the core connector, but yeah, let me change it. The name, integration. How to change the name of the integration? Integration system edit. And then you give it. Say I'll give 5. This is 1. I am doing this for test. Right. This is the one. Audit is saying error. Business process not associated definition. The folder finished. Ignore this error. That's because of some wrong configuration. Either a security group, document retrieval requires this. If you read the error, it says document retrieval configuration requires either a security group or a retrieval protocol. I think when we configured it, integration admin is not there. Let's right here. Let's make it integration admin. This is how you trigger and kind of configure the business process for an inbound integration where the BT comes runs first. It's a right. First the DT runs. What it will do is it will take the input XML file, transform it, and then sends the output to the next, which is the main connector. Right. This is that. Now let's see the other one, which was our main connector. INT test 5. This is our core connector worker. Now in this case, if you have to do, what will be the difference? The difference will be that in this case, the DT triggered the integration outbound, right? Because it's outbound. In this case, again business process edit. And now we have stepl initiate BS fire integration, meaning the core connector will trigger. It will detect the changes, generate the XML file. After that, we will have step C, which will be of type integration. And then another step, which is D, which will be a service, and it will be document, delete, and you click on. Now, in this case, D is the post integration. After the main integration, the you consider the triggered, and then and click on. And then similarly, we will have the other part. You have to the document which is generated in a specific step. Which step? C, which is the document. At this, what I'm saying is, whatever is the document, which is the output, this is C, the document, transformation, integration. Deliver that document, not the one from the connector, because when this will run, connector will generate an XML file. Then after that, DTA will run. DTA will generate another file, whether text or CSV, depending on your code. We specify here from which step it will pick. And then you choose your protocol or whatever. I'll leave it here. But then is it clear? We will come to the DT part, the code part. You will see that not explaining any code, but I am explaining the concept, which is the most important. Coding is anything that you can learn on your own, and we will discuss that now. Now let's come and see that what happens in this code, how this code is, and all that. This part. For that, the best way is go to Google and write XSLT. Search for it. This is your website. Preschools. XSLT introduction. XSLT is not Workday proprietary language. It is an open source. Right. Any query, you have any function you want to know, all that is open source. Right? For transforming anything, for looping anything is up here. And you can learn. Even you can search on Google. Right. Formatting you need. You come here and you have this. It will give you there will be many links, right? How to format the date in KSLT and all that, right? Here it is. This is with full examples and all that stuff, right? You gave an example that how to handle special characters and how to handle special character in XSLT. There will be links from all IBM, Deloitte, Accenture and whatever because it's open source. Anybody can put their stuff. You go there, check the format, check whether it works for you. Try it in your code. Right. It says here, people, they put it's same like people's of you have on Google. You get right. People ask questions and they give answers. There are different forums. Similarly, for Lil, you have different forums. People put their questions and all that. Here, this person is saying that I have this. The input is like this and I want output like this. Remove all these special characters and all that. Now you'll see the answer there. This is the code. You can like it is this translate function. We will see the basic, but I'm showing you how to get because we will obviously cannot cover each and every function and all that. I'm telling you how to find. I'm not giving you the food. I am teaching you how to make food that you will never be hungry all your life. First thing you get to know where you have to get the snippets, code snippet, any special requirement you have. We're taking care at Workday and only which one? Like one use case. That is special characters. Depends. If the other system has given you a requirement when you are building the integration, if it has given you the requirement that our system cannot handle any special characters, only characters allowed are underscore and hyphens. Nothing apart from that. Any field has that. You remove that. That's a requirement for the Workday integration. What actually I wanted to know. Like this, all things should be taken care in accessibility only. Like the one issue which I am seeing. Like people comes with the last name, the downstream app. They say that there is no fit for the last name and they sent us back saying that it is directed at Workday end. If those like special characters, last name missing for users, those all should be taken care at Workday in accessibility facility. It be depend as said. If you have got that requirement, you have to handle that. Then yes, you have to take care. And then again, there are two ways. One is this code. Second is what we learned in our first classes, calculated field, right? You have different functions. You use last name there and then use the function like translate or replace or something. You can see different types of calculated fields, right? substrate, and all that. If that works, that's fine. It is becoming complicated there. Then you come in. ID Kex is faster than calculated fields. Reason? Because at the runtime, Workday has to do all the calculation right in the calculated fields and all that. It depends if it's complex. Is there a way to trim the length? Because in Word, people can enter how much they want. That is done in Kessel. I got your point. Say, for example, in Workday, there are fields. There is no limit as description can be of any length, right? Name can be big, but the other system where you are sending data has only said for first name, it has 25 characters. For last name, it has 25 characters. They don't need to change, correct? Or that is done it. And we will see that this is this general, which I told you. Right? Let me open material for document transformation. What it has? It has document transformation details. It's an integration system template that enables you to build an integration that contains an XL, a style sheet attachment that includes Workday specific processing instruction to transform and validate the documents. In simple words, help in transforming the input. What kind of things it can do? This code can do, like validation, any messaging, and formatting of text. In document transformation, this help, which we use, Workday has defined two functions, which we can call. That is ETV and one is TT. These are Workday specific. This is not open source. If I have to give you an example, if you have done seed, right, you have the main function and you can write multiple functions. You can, if you declare at the top that function in your main program, you can call that function, right? You can, if there is anything in that, you can use that. Similarly, Workday has created two classes, right? One is and one is T. Both of them have different functions. If you call this, declare these namespaces in your cell, you can use those functions. Right. Let me show you sample. This is how an XLT looks like. For your information, I showed you the ML, which is the connector's output. This is the XSC, which is written on top of that to convert it into a format like this. Format like this. Meaning, connector gave you the output like this, right? You have first name, middle name, and all that. You have record identifier. Here you see record identifiers. Al new high. You have the version 1.2. You have SSN. You have address. You have city, postal code, all that, right? The other way, the target system 1. A fixed width file. For that, the file has to be like this for them, right? You can compare, right? This part. It has all that information. The new hire is the record identifier. Then you have version 100. Then you have first name. Then the middle name in between. Some of them have middle name, some of them doesn't. Then you have last name, then pin code, address, and all that. Right. How is this done? The code for this one is here. Let's see it. How do we write it? What I will do is, as part of sharing this speech, I will share with you these 3 files. One is the connectors output, which is this else. Then I will give you this XSLT. And also the output, you will have a reference to see if this is the connector's input and we want a file like this, then what kind of coding we have done. It will be a good reference for you. And then mostly everywhere it's the same. Once or you write code from scratch and after that it's just copy paste because it's again the declaration is always the same and all that, but inside the fields will change, the functions may change, the format will remain the same. Is it declaration? Standard declaration. You can always copy paste. Now since this is a DT, a document transformation, there are these 2 extra functions which are called here. And this is how you declare it. It has been also written. In this one, I would say go through this, all the steps that I have to create a document transformation is listed in this document. Create this, configure attachment service. And this is that thing which I explained you. After the connector, you have XML output. You do document transformation, which is an XLT code, and it gives you the final document transformation, Excel formatting. Now, what all can we do with this? We can do arithmetic operations. We can do a comma separated formatting. We can do date time formatting, meaning changing date into different formats. Time zone or the text addition or removal. Right. Fixed length formatting. Say the name. We were only 25. This is the fixed length. Attribute is integration system. Very least. Not use much. Number formatting, truncation and validation. Yeah. This is what can be done as part of these functions. TT, it can also be done by standard open source X functions. But Workday, these functions faster in performance. Meaning, if you use this compared to a normal open source XAT function, this will be faster. That's the benefit. Document transformation. Document transformation gives you access to these 2 functions, which are faster in performance. And this is the way, as I mentioned. You declare it like this. And that's how it is declared here. After that, 2 stages of transformation. This is all fine. They have given you an example. What is needed? An example to go through. And this is their final output. And all the functions are linked. Fixed length, padding characters required. So this is the validation function where we can make sure save the field is, and if this required is set to true, then we can set the severity as warning or error, meaning if date of birth is there, right? If it is, the value is, we are saying date of birth required, it's a required one, and severity. If the value comes as blank, the integration will complete with error and all that. Then you have trunk and all this stuff. Now let's see the code. As I mentioned, this is the declaration. Here we are. Since it's T, we are using these two functions. These two functions are not mandatory that you have to use it. But since it's a T, you have the option of using it. And it's recommended to use them because they are fast. None method start from here. Template match. These are again variable declaration. This is the syntax declaring a variable. Delimiter we have specifying is and all that. These are all, I think, characters. For this, the main thing which you guys have to understand is from here. See the output file, how it looks. All these detail records, right. There are 50 employees. It is here. Template match, worker, right. This is the main body of the code. What it is saying is, this code will work. Right. What we are doing here is we are matching template match workers in. This is your, and you see you have this workers in, right? If there is a match, everything which comes under workers in is in the memory. That means from here, would workers in, the part I have selected, workers in is in the memory. What it is saying is separate. That means every put enter. Apply template. Select worker at templates, meaning it is calling another template, right? Apply templates. Select work with this one. Template match work for each integration. When you use exist, you will the code in the base. Is it something? Do we have an option? Save as and use it and modify. That's what I said. You write it only once. After that, it is again copied. And that's there everywhere. Universal truth. Controls, control. That's how we live. we are doing a template match work. If you see here, work, there are multiple, right? One is this. After that, you have 4 more, right? This part will now be in your memory from the summary submit till this additional information. This is in your memory. What it is saying, you have to just go with it is saying this is a tag. After that, record identifier. The first thing here is this record identifier, which is L, new hire record 1. In here, we have where is our record? This one is new hire record. There is something called to fetch this value. Chill and all that. That is how you fetch the value. From here, this thing is in the memory. To fetch the value of this, what will be the X path? It will be direct. I think all of them are at the same level, right? Additional information, first note, eligibility, submit. All of them are at the same level. What will be the path? Will additional information, ident. If we in our code, you will see that additional information, right? Identify, right? XL value of select. This is the syntax. Meaning what it is saying is fetch the value of this node / this node. What is there after this? Fetch the value of that. Similarly, for version number, additional information / the version number. For first name, what's the XPath for first name? Where is the first name? It is in this personal. It is US personal. / US name data and / first name. That's how it is here. Personal / name data / this. Now, as part of XTT, again, I forgot to tell you the full form of XTT and ETB. Very important questions from an interview point of view. Very commonly asked, what is ETB and what is XTT? EETB is element transformation and validation. XTTXM del text. When you use functions like XTT, that means the final output will be text file. And if you use ETB, which is just element transformation and validation, the output will be as is. Whatever you have, XML will be. Now if you see, here we have this record identifier and then we have used this XTT functions. The functions are like XTT : fixed length is 17. Right? That means the first 17 characters it will take. If it is less than 17, then we have a padding character. A padding character is space. And then it is saying a line left. That means if the value of this record identifier is 10 digits. On the left-hand side, it will put spaces that it becomes 17. Because our final file is a fixed width file. Similarly, version, the fixed width, fixed length is 4. Padding character is space. Alignment is there. Same as the first name. Weber's your thing. First name can be of any length in Workday, but the other system wants a fixed length of 16. We are specifying it here. XTT fixed length is 16. Padding character is space. alignment left. Now say, here we have a function we have used, substring. The requirement is for middle name. You only need the first character. You need the first character. How to do that? I don't know this function substring. What you do is ask Mr. Google saying how to do substring in XLT. Right. And you will get some code here, which is the substring. Then the string, and then the starting character, and all that. It says if the string is 6789, you say from second character, I want 3 digits, meaning 789 it will be. Now, in our case, we want only the first character, which is say 6. Right? Here it will be 1 and 1, meaning starting from 1, we want total 1. How does this work? You can get everything here. Coming back to our code. Here, if you see, I have used substring. Substring on what? On this POS personal name, date, data, middle name, this value, meaning first, starting from first, total length of 1. Then we have last name. Again the X for last name. Then we have send and all that. Then the address data, which is home. Now here this add the array BUS type is address line 1. Specifies what type, because if you see the XL, here you have this, right, this BUS label US type. If say you want address line 1, that's why you have specified here at the rate. Address type 1 is this home, and then this is address line 1, and it is same thing. It is now technical. The best thing is whenever say you go into any project, right, you are not the first one to create a DT integration, right? There will be integrations in the tenant already, right? You will have a reference. If say you get a requirement, you have team members, you are a new guy, you will ask, is there any integration which is using a similar kind of thing? And they will say, there is an integration already having similar kind of transformation. You can take that as a reference. You will take that XSLT and then modify it according to your XL. That's how DTs are done. 3 out of 100 people write code from scratch. Smart people never write it from scratch. Main thing is to understand what this template match is doing. It is matching the input stuff. Right? Because your XML can be different. Right? If it is core connector worker, obviously it will always have this kind of structure, starting with worker, sync, and worker. But say if it is another connector, then what will change in your code? Here this template match will change. Your template match will not be worker sync. It will be something else. Right? And then worker will change. It will be something else. These XPaths will change because that way may not have all this. Right? The syntax, these functions. Everything will remain the same. I will leave it here. We will continue this tomorrow. Thank you guys. Have a nice rest of the day. Happy work day. Please do like, share and subscribe to our channel For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.